Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So we will try to solve the trial exam. Determine the force in each member. So here we have member DC, member DB, member DB, DA, and BA and BC. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5 members. Determine the force in each member of the truss. State if the members are in tension or compression, and identify any zero force member. So of course we have to draw the free body diagram. Here he did not tell you if you have to do a section or by joint. So it's up to you. You choose. I would rather do the joint method. So, but before we start analyzing for reaction, he did not ask for this pen, CY, CX, and he did not ask for AY. You want to do them, that's up to you. But if there is no need to do them, don't do them. I'm not going to do the reaction because he did not ask for the reaction. I don't have time to do the reactions. I will do only whatever he asked me for. He needs to do the force in each member of the truss. Let's look at the easiest one because here he wants to identify any zero force member. Let's look at joint B. Quick. Joint B. Let's draw joint B. This is the x-axis and this is the y-axis. And let's make it in red. In joint B we have BC. Ooh. We have force BC. I'm going to assume all of them tension. And later on, if they are negative in the analysis, I will change them to compression. So BC, and we have BA. We are looking at this joint. And then we have BD. Very quick. If you do summation of forces at Y equal to 0, and this is positive, BD is equal to 0. That is the first zero force member. And that's the only zero force member. By look, you can see that the only zero force member is BD. So this is, it does not have any force on it. Okay, so BD is 0. So now, what else we could do? Let's go up to this joint. Joint D. Let's look at joint D. Joint D. So joint D, if you look at this joint like this is the x-axis and this is the y-axis. There is, this time I'm going to want a color. Then there is a force 450 Newton. dB is 0. I'm not going to put dB. I'm not going to put this force. So this force, dB, I will not put it. So I will ignore it since why you have to waste your time and put dB? It's 0. So it is not in the analysis. We have dA and we have DC. The angles of, or the slope of DC is 4 and 4. And 16/16 square root of 32. And DA is 4 and 4. Square root of 32. Now, let's do summation of forces at X. And this is, you have to have the assumption. Assumption to the right is positive. So minus 450 plus DC 4 over square root of 32 minus DA 4 over square root of 32 equal to 0. That is the first equation. DC and dA. Okay, and summation, you have two unknowns. You have to put the other equation because in the joint we have only summation of forces at x equal to 0 and summation of forces at y equal to 0. So here we have minus dc and we have minus dA okay, so you could see that dA is equal to dc, but it's opposite to it in magnitude. Okay, if you put this inside the calculator, the force dc is 318. This is in what? In Newton. And since it is positive, it is tension. So it is tension. And now dA, of course, dA should be the same because you can see from the second equation that they are the same. If you cancel out 4 over square root of 32, dA and dC are equivalent but in magnitude, but they are opposite in direction. Since we assume that in tension, dA in your calculator will be negative, so it will be compression. Okay, so now we found this joint. Now, so let's see what did we find now? We found this, and we found this, and of course we have this. Let's go to joint B. If we have joint B, you can see that dB is 0, but BC and BA are equal to each other, but we can't get anything. So let's look at this joint. This joint has only one reaction in the Y, so we should ignore it. Let's look at joint A. Joint A, if you look at, this is the x-axis, and this is the y-axis. And let me just change the color. We have a Y. We have AB. We want IAB. We want AB for sure. And we have AD. I'm going to assume AD always tension. AD is tension, but I'm going to put it, remember here it's compression. So I'm going to put it as minus 318. I'm going to assume it tension, and I'm going to put it as a minus. So now, of course, the slope is the same, did not change. So, you know, to be honest, I don't want to take summation of forces at y because I'm going to find AY. I don't need to find anything extra. So I'm going to do summation of forces at x equal to 0. So this is AB plus AD. 4 over square root 32. Yes, there is nothing else in the x other than these two equal to 0. AD, I'm going to put minus 318. So you could find AB, it will be, of course, positive. So AB, 225. 225 Newton tension. So you have AB, you have this one. So we found everything. We found this. Now this is the remaining. Let's take joint B, last one. Well, joint B up here. So we have AB is 225 tension. So this is This is 225 Newton tension, okay? So let's do summation of forces at X for the joint B at the end. BC minus BA equal to 0. So BC equal BA, and BA is 225 Newton, and it's plus, so it is tension. This is good now. We found BC, we found BA, we found DA, DC, and of course BD is 0. So let me clean up this for you so I could send it to you by Teams. So we solved the first one. Let's solve the second one next.